Hello, I'm Spain and I was in the UNAC committee.
Hello, my name is Antonio Villaseñor Martinez, and I was France in the committee of ONUD.
Hello, my name is Tatiana and I was Russia Federation in the UNEA committee.
Hello, I am Karen Alvarado and my country was Argentina. I was in the committee UNCHR.
Hello, my name is Aranza Sanchez. I was Ukraine in the UHNCR committee.
Hello, my name is Real Fonseca Sanchez and I was the delegation of Somalia in the UNICEF committee.
The topic B was how to eliminate toxicity from a lake, but we didn't talk about this topic.
The topics in my committee were the topic number A, that was legalization of natural drugs, and the topic number B was crime in international waters.
The topic A was how to reduce domestic waste, and the topic B was about water pollution in lakes. And we didn't open the topic B.
The committee has two topics. The topic A was Venezuela's immigrants flying to other countries, and the topic B was immigrants entering to European Union.
Topic A was Venezuelans flying away from the country, and topic B was the entrance or prohibition of immigration in the European Union.
Topic A was implementing and implementing education in a way to stop poverty. Topic B was a better resource and a better way to make water easier for the people to get it.
Spain is in favor of the recycle machine. Spain thinks that is a very innovative idea and it's going to help the countries that need help.
ONUD just opened one topic, that was the legalization of natural drugs. The position of France was neutral, but there were talks about legalizing the drugs for medical industrial things.
In both topics, Russia Federation was in favor to help the environment.
The position of my country in the topic A was Argentina accept the immigrants to this country and also accept the immigrants, but Argentina wants to persuade Venezuela to make a change on their politics. Topic B, Argentina is in favor of immigrants entering to these countries.
It was only able to be opened due to the remaining time we had, but in topic A and topic B, both Ukraine had the position that it accepted immigrants. In topic A, it did not have a direct impact because of the geographical location of Ukraine and Venezuela, but it was in favor in the current resolution, and it states that every immigrant should have right and the honor to have a safe life and respect their rights regardless of anything or any matter.
In my committee there was only one topic open, topic A, and Somalia was against that. The best solution was the education. Somalia thought that the best way was increasing GDP in African countries by making a greater community for all the poor countries.
We had a very long committee and all countries concluded that we're gonna put a recycle machine in at least 10 countries by the end of this year.
The resolution was that the countries involved will legalize natural drugs only for medical and industrial purposes.
The solution for topic A was implement taxes in the plastics.
Okay, so basically we just do the topic A because we don't have the time enough to make the topic B. So our resolution was that we accept all the immigrants to the neighbor countries from Venezuela, and that for example, the rich countries, like for example France and USA, and that will contribute with resource aid to these countries so they can help them to have more things to make sure that every immigrant is safe in this country.
Solution for topic A was that countries would still accept Venezuelans. The final goal will be for Venezuelans to return back to their country when the economic crisis stabilizes. However, we cannot interfere with Venezuela's own decisions because it's a sovereign country. So neighbor countries will still accept, and rich countries or powerful countries will help with we help with resource aid and healthcare for assuring the safety and health of immigrants.
The resolution of this topic A was to increment and implement better education for poorer countries like African countries, so children can, by implementing their education, have greater opportunities in the future. This resolution was wrong, and our main problem was that we cannot make the other countries see this, because implementing education or making it bigger or greater, it will not stop poverty, because some kids are working to make money to eat, and going to school is not gonna give them money. So that's why the GDP and incrementing and making a greater community is a long-term solution, the greatest solution, and if you're talking of a problem worldwide, is the only solution.
The different relationships among the studied situations is that as the only organization in the world with a truly universal character, the United Nations has become the main forum for addressing issues that transcend national borders and cannot be resolved by a country acting alone. So all of that problems share that in common. And its initial objectives regarding each topic, it's the safeguarding of peace, protecting human rights, establishing the frameworks of international justice, and promoting economic and social progress since its creation. So regardless of the team, all share the need for a change and not being able to change it just in one country but internationally.
In the UNIA committee, all the delegations were in favor of finding a solution to solve the conflict on topic A, domestic waste. Delegations support their ideas and share the things that they have done recently. Among them were the proposal of Italy, that was an anaerobic digester, which had been used for a long time in the country. Other delegations that had a lawful influence proposed using social networks to promote awareness about domestic waste. Mexico and China assured that school education will help to a large extent, but in a long term. In many cases, many delegations, including mine, Russia Federation, people did not have the habit of recycling and separation of garbage. This was a great disadvantage to find a solution, but at the end, we found one that will then benefit all delegations equally and with different methods.
I was France in the Youth Committee. The only topic was open was the legalization of natural drugs. France was neutral, but took a favor side because in France the people are trying to implement the natural drugs for medicine use. So that's why France took that side. Some countries were against because that could be a problem, people using these drugs for lucrative or addiction actions. But in the final conclusion, the legalization was authorized for medical and industrial use only. It was difficult to convince the other countries, but we did. We did it. Because this can help both the government and the future of the medicines. Why? Why for the government? Well, this will help the incoming of money inside the system. When the government sells these kind of products to the people, it will help them to get some money for other actions of them. But recreational use is not allowed because it can cause intense addictions to this substance So, to prevent the addiction to the people, the government will give us the indicated rations that are going to sell, obviously, to the development of the country.
Hello, I'm the delegation of Spain. That means that I represent Spain on the UN. Spain is the second largest country in the UA by area and by population. It has a population of 49 million. The topic that was given to me was the topic of how to reduce domestic waste. It was a very hard topic because every country had different ideas and every country wanted to use their idea. So it was a very hard to choose one of them. Or it was very unreliable, so we couldn't use it. The idea that we finished up using was we had two. I'm gonna talk of one of them. One idea was that we're gonna put a machine, a recycling machine, that the powerful countries are gonna pay and are gonna install in the developing nations, those who need the most help. And so the powerful countries are gonna pay and give the machines, and the developing nations are going to give resources or pay later the money. We intended to put 10 machines before the end of the year, and right now it's going well. We already put it 5, and this was a very hard topic, that because of the things I said, but we ended up choosing from a lot of topics, so that was a success because at the end we worked as a team and we reached our goal to help the developing nations. So thank you.
So, in both topics, Argentina highlights that his country efforts to protect and promote the human rights. That endeavor was not simply complying with conventions and treaties. It also meant recovering the country's ethical foundations and ultimately elaborating relevant policies that ensure the rights of all citizens. The criminal code of all provinces in Buenos Aires includes provision for dealing with illegal detention when it was extended to an unreasonable time. In both topics, Argentina thinks that must consider respecting human rights, fight for their country, and not making it worse with attacks and more inflation. The government was working in international human rights bodies and civic actors to ensure it could broadly implement the rulings and recommendations. The next step was consider ways such as implementation could be carried out of countries' political subdivisions. Argentina knows that this is a really deep conflict because it affects not only the country that it's involved in, not also the families and all the citizens that live in those countries who needs to accept refugees from other countries, and also families who stay in the country who are dealing with the difficulties of that country.
The children are the future of the world. They are the next generation that will make a change. Child labor is stopping kids from primary education, that only 4 of each 10 child finish the basic education, and the children that can't will stay with a vision that they doesn't have options for a better life. For Somalia, this topic is very important because it has been a problem. It has been an issue from a long time. It's important to solve it because the nation depends on those children. The delegation of Somalia is against child labor, and the delegation is fighting against it by adopting policies to address this and developing programs to solve child labor, including street work. 42% of kids are laboring in Somalia. This is more than 1 million children. They started providing for their families. The delegation of Somalia established an infrastructure to enforce laws related to child labor. Somalia needs help from other delegations. This is why this will help to decrease the index of criminality, creating a safer way to cross the Mediterranean Sea, and stopping an extremist group named as Al-Shabaab, which by being stopped will be a direct factor for the decreasing of the famine, making a safer environment, preventing future casualties, and creating bigger opportunities for children for better lives.
At the end of the UNEA project, I learned how to work in a team to accomplish something, to respect the opinion of other people, and ethics. Those topics are very important because we need to help the earth, because there is a lot of trash. So we need to help to clean the earth and do it now, as soon as we can. I think these topics are very important because the earth is in a critical time, that there is a lot of trash, and if we don't do something, we're gonna die. So the resolutions that we ended up are gonna help the earth to get cleaner as soon as it can.
Each country proposed their ideas, evaluating the advantage and disadvantage. But we also shared the ways that we could help.
Cultural background cultural background affects directly in all the perception that we have, all the prejudice or way of thinking that a person has in its own culture affects all the way that he or she says things. So if my culture has a perception of a certain topic in this way, it will be very difficult for me to change it if other person told me to. So background and history or own opinions that you have affect really much perception in other things that you may consider bad and other people may consider good. It's all about ways of thinking and being.
is a great problem, one of the greatest problems my country has, and it has to be abolished. We need to stop child labor. We need to understand that things haven't changed in a long time, and we need to make that change to create a better vision for the people, greater opportunities, and a greater life. Because we need to see our past and see that we didn't make a great change. We need to make that change for the future.